my channel. My name is Naomi Rook. If you're brand new to my channel, consider subscribing. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, pretty please. Also, ring that notification bell so you can be notified anytime I do upload a video. Today what I'm going to do is this makeup look. This is my go-to favorite summertime makeup look. It's a little bit more glam. You can definitely tone it down just a little bit, but I'm using my favorite summertime products. I'm using my long-lasting, sweat-proof, sweat-resistant, water-resistant type makeup. I love this look so much. This lip combo is my absolute most favorite. I really love how this makeup turned out, and this is what I've been doing a lot during the summer. So if you like to see how I achieved this glowy go-to summer makeup look, then just keep watching. So I am going to go ahead and start with my eyeshadow like I always do. I do have my eyebrows done already. I have my eyelids primed. I use the same products every single time. So I've definitely gone over that in other videos if you would like to see what I use for those. But next I'm going to go with my eyeshadow. So what I've been doing during the summer a lot is kind of a lighter eye. I'm not doing a ton of eyeshadow. I'm kind of just going with 1 or 2, maybe 3 shadows and just doing a really light glowy eyelid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my Iconic London. This is the Sunset to Sunrise eyeshadow palette. This is a new eyeshadow palette, but it has the type of colors that I'm definitely getting into, and I just really do love the yellows, the oranges, because if I'm going to do an eye and I'm trying to get really summery with it, I will go with a little bit of color, the yellows, the oranges, kind of colors like that. That's kind of what I'm heading for. What I'm going to do is grab a bigger crease brush. I'm going to go into this color Sun Kiss, which is a really pretty pink. So I'm going to go ahead and take that color and put that into my crease, kind of a bit more wide. And then when I get to my outer corner, I am going to kind of just flick that out. When I'm doing my just everyday go-to type summer makeup, I'm not doing a really structured eye. I'm doing kind of more of a blown out, kind of whimsical, wispy type eyeshadow look. Next, I'm going to go into this tan line. I'm going to put that in my crease a little bit lower down and more on my outer V area. Next, I'm going to take this Sandstorm color and I'm going to tap that onto the lid using my finger. I'm taking that up a little bit higher. What I'm doing now is taking that Sandstorm color and I'm just packing on with a wet brush. I'm going to take just a little bit of this all-nighter color and I'm going to put that on the outer V area just to deepen up just the tiniest amount. Take my blending brush with some of that tan lines, blend that out a little bit. Put a little all-nighter on there just to deepen up just a tiny bit more. And then for mascara, I'm going to use my all-time favorite mascara ever. This is the Thrive Cosmetics Liquid Lash Extensions. I love this mascara. I will purchase it over and over again. This is my 3rd tube. I'm probably just not going to use any other mascara other than this one just because it works so perfectly, and during the summer this is the perfect mascara ever. It is waterproof, it is a tube mascara, so it does not run down your face, it does not smudge off. The only time it comes off is when you purposefully take it off with cold water. I really love this. It also holds a curl, which is my biggest issue with mascara because I do have really straight kind of flat lashes that don't curl very well. So I curl them, I put this on, and it will hold that curl all day long. And it also adds lots of separation and length. I mean, if you can see that, it is just a fantastic mascara. Alright, so there's the finished eyeshadow look. I will put all the finishing touches on it, inner corner, lower lash line, everything at the end. I always do that at the end. So we're going to go ahead and move on to face. 2 primers that I have gone into a lot this summer because they just work really well. They're not new ones. They're nothing new to the market. They're just old, reliable ones I know I can put on my face, and I know exactly what it's going to do with every single foundation I've tried it with. So the first one that I've absolutely been loving, this is the NYX Honeydew Primer. This is such an incredible primer for long wear makeup. If you want your makeup to stick to your face, this is a perfect one. So here is that primer, and if you can see, let's see, the texture, it is super sticky. I'm sure a lot of people have tried this primer, but if you haven't, it really is a fantastic, reliable primer that is going to stick the makeup to your face and it's not going to go anywhere. It is a really great one that doesn't dry out my skin because I do have dry to normal skin. I don't want a mattifying primer. I just want something that's going to hold on to my makeup but not dry it out. So I love this because it does add a stick to my face. It also adds kind of a slick, hydrated feel. I love the smell. It smells really incredible. It smells kind of like spa-ish. So I really like that. For wedding makeup, I also use this primer a lot just because I love applying it with a soft little brush. It's a great experience and it smells good and it lasts a long time. The other one that I like to use, this is the Touch in Sol No Problem Primer. This is a fantastic pore filling primer. If pores are an issue that you have a lot with your makeup, this one works really, really well. It is a thicker silicone pore filling primer. I think it works really well and it goes really well under a lot of my makeup. These are two just old classic reliable primers that I find no issue using them. I have them in my collection and really these are my two favorites that I have been going to a lot this summer. I'm going to apply the Touch in Sol to my pore areas. I'll show you what it looks like. It is a very thick, kind of creamy primer. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that right there by my nose, under my eyes, a little bit by my cheek, by my smile lines, over on my chin, and then a little bit between my eyebrows. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply the NYX Honeydew Me Up. I take a little bit on my spatula. I do kind of wish this had a pump, but I think the spatula is nice too. I'm going to just apply a little bit on my cheek, down on my chin. I like applying this one with a flat brush. It just feels so nice. It's kind of an experience, and I love the smell of this one. It has a very slick texture going on, and then as you kind of rub it into your skin, it does get sticky. Alright, so next for foundation, I tried a foundation at the beginning of the summer and I just love it. It is absolutely one of my favorite foundations. It is a foundation I was wearing the day I was doing makeup for the wedding. So I got up at 7. I had to be up at the hotel by 9 o'clock. So I was there from 9 to 3, and then the wedding was at 5, but I wanted to be there by 4:30 to help with touch-ups. I did not touch up my makeup all day. I was hot, I was sweaty, I was doing makeup in front of a big window and it was so hot, my face was so sweaty, but my makeup did not move, it did not get oily even though it is a hydrating foundation. And if you have dry skin, you kind of understand the struggle where you want hydrating makeup, but especially in the summer when you get hot and sweaty, it can tend to move, but you can't really use those heavy matte foundations. So the foundation I'm talking about is the Makeup Forever Reboot. If you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you will hear me talking about this foundation. This is an incredible foundation. This is definitely one of my top 5 foundations. It is so beautiful and hydrating. It has a gorgeous luminous finish. Medium coverage to buildable. I think you can build this up to more full coverage. Such a fantastic foundation because as you wear it, it does not get oilier. Even if you sweat through it, it doesn't get oilier. It has the same amount of luminosity throughout the entire day. It wears beautifully. It does not fade off in weird splotchy areas. It lasts a really long time. I have this in Y305. It is the perfect tan color for me. I love this foundation. So the one thing about this foundation is it does have a scent. It smells very kind of soap-like. It's not unpleasant, but it is quite strong. So if you are opposed scents, maybe you won't like this one, but I do really just love the finish. So if you just kind of watch that go on, this foundation has really great coverage. I don't apply it to a full coverage capacity. I do like more of a sheer to light coverage. Unless, of course, I'm out for like a special occasion, then I will definitely build it up. But it has such a beautiful finish. Gorgeous, gorgeous glow that does not get more oily, does not wear off. And this has been my favorite foundation for the summer. There is that applied. It is just a gorgeous, gorgeous foundation. It matches my skin tone so well. And it blends in so well. It does not look heavy nor cakey. It's just an incredible foundation. Next for concealer, I'm going to go in with my Pat McGrath. I just love this concealer so much. This is the Skin Fetish Sublime Concealer. I do have this in L4. This is such a full coverage, really beautiful, seamless concealer. It's just fantastic. So I like to just apply this with either a sponge or a brush. Either way works really well. I'm just going to tap it in. The coverage of this concealer is so perfect. It's really full coverage, so it covers my dark circles and everything, but it does not look heavy or cakey. It looks so good. I'll take it down a little bit around my nose, and then I do like to kind of tap it out right here and kind of draw it up and then just blend it out. I mean, look at that coverage. It's so great, and it works so well during the summer because I don't have to powder it a ton. And it just stays in place. It doesn't get oily or greasy. It's not heavy or cakey. It really is just my favorite concealer that I've ever tried, and it just works really well, especially if you want full coverage but you have more dry to normal skin. This works incredibly well. Tap a little bit on my nose, on my cupid's bow, just to kind of highlight those areas. Next, I'm going to move on to cream bronzer, cream blush. I love cream products so much, especially in the summer. It just makes my face look so seamless. So if you watch my channel at all, you'll know I love the Soul Body. This is the Body and Face Bronzing Balm. I love this. This is a medium. It's a little dark for me. There's that up close. If you can see, there's a little bit of a dent into the product. As I swatched up the medium, it is a little orange, like I said, but it really does blend in really well. So it's not a huge deal that it's too dark because it does blend so seamlessly into my skin. For this product, you can do one of two things. You can apply it with a dense flat brush. I always use my Luxie 542 flat contour. You could also use a more lightweight dual fiber brush. Either way will apply it really well. One's going to be more dense and one's going to be a little more airbrushed. So what I like to do is just kind of go underneath my jawline, point up, and then kind of flick up. That way I'm getting a nice high contour to my cheekbone. And this is not a contour by any means. This is a bronzer. But I will get a nice bronze that really brings out my cheekbones. And sometimes what I like to do is take a little bit of that bronzing product right from my eye straight up. What that does is it kind of blends together your bronzer, your eyeshadow, and it really just kind of pulls your face up. And then you get this really natural kind of elongated look to your face. I think it looks really beautiful and also kind of gives you a natural facelift. We'll take a little bit on that brush and kind of bronze up my nose just a tiny bit. And also, if I haven't mentioned, which I know I have in other videos, but the smell of this is phenomenal. It is so great. It smells like coconut and pineapple and everything from the beach, everything you'd want in a drink. It smells so beautiful. I love it. Next, I'm going to go into blush. One of my top favorite blushes is the Made by Mitchelle. This is in Rosey Posey. I love this. This is such a great formula. It's a matte formula that is liquid and it dries to powder. It lasts forever. It does not budge. It has such an impact. There's so much pigment in this product. So I'm going to do a swatch on the back of my hand just to show you. It is a very vivid, bright pink color. It looks really great with my blue eyes. I think it looks really pretty on my kind of skin tone. So what I do with this is I do not apply it to my cheek because it dries down really fast. So I do a nice amount of swatch on the back of my hand. I will take a fluffy blush brush and then I just apply that in circular motions onto my cheeks. You have to be careful with these blushes because you can definitely go overboard really quick because they are so pigmented. I'm going to do a little heavier just so you can really see the color on my cheeks, but I love this blush. I'm going to apply it kind of starting in the back and then blending forward. I always like to do a little bit more blush during the summer. I just think it's so pretty. I look kind of sun-kissed and kind of just rosy. I think it's beautiful. So I'm going to go ahead and powder. I'm going to go into my Kosas Cloud Set. This is in Breezy. This is a really great powder. It's a very thin, not mattifying setting powder. I don't really want to mattify my face. I just want to set it. But any type of glow that I have underneath, I want to leave it there because I like it. So I don't want to mattify my face, but I want my makeup to last. So this is a really fantastic powder because it's so light. It still shows kind of the glow underneath, but it really does set it. If you are needing a heavy, like really mattifying, long-lasting powder that's just going to lock your makeup down, this is probably not it. This is definitely more of a natural type finish powder that just sets it gently, but not too heavy to where your face looks heavy. If you are wanting just a tiny bit more of brightening, I love the Huda Beauty. This is the Easy Bake. This is in Cupcake. It is a light pink color, so it adds a lot of brightness to your under eyes. So what I'm going to do is take this with a brush and I'm just going to tap the tiniest amount just right under my eyes just to really kind of brighten up that area. Alright, so here is this. You can definitely stop with this. I do like to set my cream products with powder products, and I do want to show you kind of my summer go-to powder products. So first we're going to go to bronzers. I love the Butter Bronzer. I will never get over this product. I will use this forever. Smells nice. It's so blendable and it has such great pigment. You don't have to build it up a bunch. So this color is the Sculpting Bronzer. It is a very dark red tone bronzer. I love this. So I will go ahead and swatch it So there is that. It has a lot of pigment. In the pan, it definitely looks darker than the swatch is. It also has that red undertone, so it looks like a natural kind of bronze tan. I really, really love this bronzer. So I just used my Glam Dolls angled brush, and I will just go right under my cheekbones and kind of point it upwards. A little bit on my nose. And then what I like to do is take some more and then kind of meet my jawline and my cheek bronze, just so everything blends together really well. I'm going to go into blush if I want to top off my blush just a little bit. I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. Duo. This is in Watermellon. I really like this. I like the highlighter definitely more than the blush, but I'm not really picky about blushes. I think there are a lot of really incredible ones out there. So I'm just going to tap this on top of the Mitchelle blush just to really set that. Not that it's going to go anywhere, because it does. Go ahead and use the highlighter in this duo. I do always like to use a setting spray before I do my highlighter. You can use any setting spray. You can use one that's more mattifying if you find that you get too oily. Because I do have that more dry to normal skin tone, my skin is not looking extremely luminous, so I love the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. This is a magic fixer for your face. If you have any issues, splotchiness, dryness, cakiness, powderiness, anything, this automatically fixes it every time. It does add a little bit of luminosity, so if you have really oily skin, this might not work for you. This is my favorite setting spray of all times. I have talked about it a ton, but I really do think if you have issues with things not looking great, this will fix everything. Alright, next I'm going to go in with this highlighter. This is a fantastic highlighter. I do normally use my Colourpop Wisp or my Steve Laurent, but I have been absolutely loving this one. So I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I haven't been super into highlighters this summer. I've really been into bronzers and blushes and eyeshadows, but I do love a good highlighter, and this is a good one. You can see that. Look at that glow. Oh, that's so beautiful. So I'll take it all the way from my brow bone and kind of just bring it around, tie my eyeshadow in with my highlighter, and then everything just looks so blended and seamless. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish my eyes. I have not been putting a ton of eyeshadow on my lower lash line, but I am going to go in a little bit with that tan line color and just blend underneath just the tiniest amount. Because if I'm going to do anything on my lower lash line, it'll be just one simple color. I will blend it all the way out into kind of a flicked V back here, just to bring everything together. A little bit of mascara on my lower lash line. I use my Thrive Cosmetics. I'm going to go ahead and hop in with an inner corner. I love using the highlighter that I use my face as my inner corner. So I'm just going to take a tiny brush and just apply that to my inner tear duct. I like to take it a little bit up further and kind of just bring it down, blend it out really nice. Look at the difference between that eye and that eye. It just widens it, wakes it up, and it brings it all together so everything is cohesive. It all kind of blends together. You definitely do not have to, but I love a fun, really cool eyeliner for the summertime. Put in these two Colourpop liners. I'm going to do kind of an ombre lower lash line. It's a little extra, but I do really love how this looks and how it adds just a really fun pop of color to a look. So what I like to do is take one color on the outer half, one color on the inner half, and in the middle, kind of just blend them together. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my Untz. I'm going to put that on the outer waterline, just like that, and then I'm going to take Insomniac, and then I'm just going to take the Insomniac after I apply it into the front and kind of just blend it over the Untz a little bit, just to make it a bit of an ombre. You can barely tell, but up close I can definitely tell. I think it adds a really cool, unique look to it. Right, so there is the lower lash line up close. I love it. I think it looks really cool. Definitely a little bit different when you look up close. So the last thing I have to do is lips. I'm going to do my favorite summer lip combo, the one I've been doing quite often, Colourpop Beeper, my favorite liner of all times. I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. And then I'm going to take my Wet n Wild Cloud Pout and pour some sugar on me. What a gorgeous color. I love this. So I'm just going to apply that into the middle. Look how pretty. Oh. Okay, so there is a close-up of my makeup. I love how this looks. It might be a little bit much for some people. You can definitely take parts of it out, but this is my all-time favorite summertime makeup. This is what I've been doing a lot of the time. Sometimes I'll just do like a tinted moisturizer in this lip, a little bit on the eyes, but these are my favorite products. This is like my ideal summertime glowy makeup. Alright, so one more time, this is the finished makeup. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know some of your favorite summer makeup products, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye guys!